I like being married. It's fun. It's a good time. But I've learned something. You don't know a woman until you marry her, and then you watch her watch the show Snapped on the Oxygen Channel. It's a whole genre. You may not have seen Snap, but you may have seen Wives with Knives, or any of these other, or any of these other wonderful programs about real-life women who murder their real-life man. And, it's narrated by a woman with an oddly understanding tone. And, they always take a hard turn. It's like Tina had to move to a new town because Brian got a job, and she missed her mother. So she got into online gambling and then shot him in the head while he was asleep. And I'm like, Jesus. And I look at my wife to laugh, and she's like, that's what happens. I'm like, you think that's a valid kill? The dude just moved. And she's like, she missed her mom. Do you not love your mom? And I'm like, so fear runs down my spine. Because if she sees that that's okay, I'm screwed, So I had to quickly figure out how to not die. And there's nothing like a threat that makes you learn. Because I love my wife. I'm going to be with her for the rest of my life. But I also like life. I want to stay on the planet. I'm a big fan. So I had to figure it out. Because I now realize she is one of the greatest threats to me. And I think I cracked the code. I don't like this gender fighting. I never have. When it's like, you're stupid. No, you guys are stupid. It's like, we need each other, Because men cannot make life, which is the closest thing to magic in this world. And women can't reach all the shelves. And you know that. And you can think you're going to get a step stool, but you won't. So you need us too. And you know you do. So let's work this thing out. And I think people pretty much have good intentions, and everything gets derailed by communication. And I figured it out. Men need orders, specific, direct orders. We want to do stuff for you. That's why we're on the planet. That's why men are here. What do you want? I'll do it. Tell me, with very clear language, directly what you want. And then I will do it. I will complete the task. But be specific. Women want to do awesome stuff for you too, unless you use very direct language. Then you're a piece of shit. I'll give you some examples. So my wife and I are sitting on the couch, and she's like, it's really cold in here. I was like, I know. I gave her that look I get it, I've been there. And then I went back to wondering why glue doesn't stick to the inside of the bottle. I got some theories. Maybe there's a coating. Maybe it needs a vacuum and it only reacts to air. But then you need it to be really sealed, or else it gets rock hard. Rock hard. Now I'm laughing at rock hard. And out of the corner of my eye, my wife's like, and the chattering gets pretty loud, but that's not her fault. She's cold. That's an involuntary reflex to cold. But it is annoying, so I turn the TV up to drown it out. I can't be distracted. Eventually she gets up, gets a blanket, sits back down. In my mind, I'm proud of her. I'm like, wow, that's a really good move. She's smart. And I go back to happiness and just thoughts. That's what I was feeling. What she was feeling was much different. What happened then for her is she started replaying that event over and over in her head, quietly, showing nothing. It's all inside. And now she gets a theory. And then she time travels around her relationship, collecting anecdotal evidence to fit her theory. It's called confirmation bias. It's literally a thing. And now she's debating whether or not she should even bring it up. She's like, maybe I should just not bring it up. It's probably better for everybody, but I deserve to bring it up. And this back and forth now is raising her heart rate. So that eventually, an hour later, and I have no idea what she's talking about, she just out of nowhere goes, do you even give a shit about me? Okay, I have no idea. So I react the way all men will react with a face that's just like, baby, what the hell are you talking about? And that fuels the fire, because that's one of her other theories, that she's like, you don't even care, you don't even know what you do. I care so little, I don't even know I don't care. That's another theory that just got reinforced. So now I'm like, you sound crazy. You think that's crazy? You think that's crazy? Now you're yelling at each other and you don't know why. And there's no end. It's toxic. There's no way to solve it because you don't know what it is. And it's so bizarre, because that's why if you're with a girl that you love and you like, and you're like, she's great, stay with her, because there's nowhere to go. Like, they're all crazy. Like, seriously, the sooner you earn that, the more you can get on with your life. Because it's a young man's fallacy to think there are options, you know? I did. I'd be like, man, I like this girl. Ah, she's crazy. I gotta get another girl. And then I get with another girl and I'm like, what are the odds that this one's also like a mental patient? And then I get with another girl and I'm like, what's going down here? These chicks are like legit crazy. And then I realized the definition of crazy is actually doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, which is what I was doing. And then I realized that being a man isn't being with a ton of women, like in that Groundhog's Day type experience, because that's easy. It's easy. It is easier than just looking into the eyes of a mad woman and staying. You know? Just letting her just go insane and just don't move your feet. Because it passes over you. And then you get the knowledge that women aren't crazy. What it is they think an observation is an order. That's the whole problem. That's when the road splits in the woods, right? When your girl says it's really cold in here, they expect you to at that point be like, what makes cold? And then you solve a riddle. I swear to God. They expect you to infer what the best route is at that point. Like, an observation to a woman is an actionable order. To a man, that is not true. Like, if a man says to another man, it's really cold in here, the other guy's like, I know, right? Seasons. And it's like, seasons. Like, you're just commiserating about life. You know, but not a woman. And the thing is, they're not doing it to trick us. This is the biggest kicker. They're doing it to be nice, to sound not bossy and bitchy. That's one of their fears. I just don't want to sound bossy. They speak in subtext. They say nothing and it means everything. Does that make sense? That's how they talk to each other. You ever see women with each other? They do the same shit to each other. You know, and men are flabbergasted. You know, like you're like a girl, you go to like a party or something, and your buddy's wife is like, oh, it's so great you guys are here. You didn't bring wine? That's fine. We got plenty of it. Come on in. And your wife's like, she is such a fucking bitch. And you're like, she said it's fine. They have wine. Like, I don't... Here's the thing. Women have a lot more power than they realize. If you give us a direct order, we'll do it because we want to. We want to feel like a man who protects you and makes you happy. That's why we're on the planet. And this world can make men feel pretty emasculated. You know? You know, it's like, oh, no way, I got a retweet. It's like, there's no more dragons. You know? And so if you make us feel like a man, we'll do anything. If you're like, hey, baby, I'm really cold. Will you give me a blanket? Just be like, you need me? She's like, if I don't come back, I love you. And now you're on a mission. And it's even more powerful if you give us some encouragement. We're like, baby, you're so good at getting blankets. And you're like, and now in your mind, you're like, she sees something in me. Maybe I didn't even know about myself. I guess I am good at getting blankets. And then you go to the blanket area. There's a lot of options now, and you don't want to disappoint your queen because she sees you as a man. So you're like, what's the best one? I want to blow her fucking mind. You're like, that one's too thin. That one I'm pretty sure is covered in cum. Like everyone's got a blanket that's like you don't let your nieces sleep with. Like not that blanket. That was from that camping trip and no one dry cleaned it. And then you see the right blanket. You're like, that's the one. And you're like Jason with his fleece. You know, you come back and you put it around your girl and you tuck it in. You take pride in that. But this is what we need, ladies, and this is important. We need approval that the task has been completed. All right? Don't just sit there with the blanket at that point, because now we're in this constant state of agitation and insecurity. You know, we're like, should I got in the cum line? Like, you're like, and then finally you're just like, did I do good? You know, she's like, yeah, you did good, baby. You're such a man. You're like, yes. And then, you know, Van Halen starts playing in your head. And that's it. And that's all it is. There's no more. Like, there's no more to figure out with men. We want to make you happy. And if that was just the case, it'd be fine. But the opposite is also true. Women want to do good things for you. They're very thoughtful, selfless. They put others first. They're wonderful, warm, horny. They want to fuck you. Bad. Unless you tell them to. Then they don't. So true. It's just fact. These are facts. You know, here's two scenarios. This is what you should do. If you come home and your girl's there, just be like, hey baby, I had a really bad day. You look amazing. I love you. Don't say one more word. Just find a window and look out the window. That space lets her fill in the blanks in a very positive way, more than you deserve. You know, emptiness is what makes them flourish for some fucking reason. No, she's like, look at him, looking out that window. I wonder what he's thinking about. At this point, you're wondering who put the letter S in the word lisp. You can't say it without lisping if you have a lisp. Like, of all the letters, was that intentional? To be like, dude, let's throw an S in there and let these fuckers struggle with it. But don't say that out loud. Say nothing. Because then that's when they start being like, he works so hard. Look at him. Look at that fine ass. And then they do something really thoughtful that you would never do for yourself. You know, she'd be like, I'm gonna make him some hot cocoa. Like, I love hot cocoa. I would never even, I barely, like, I'm like, pants. Like, I don't think of doing something good for myself. But she's like, he loves hot chocolate. So she brings it over. She's like, here, baby, have some hot cocoa. We all have bad days. I love you. And I'm like, thank you. How'd you know I like this? And she's like, because I pay attention. You know? I'm like, I don't know what I'd do without you. And the next thing you know, you're inside of her. Right? But you're also holding a mug of hot cocoa. So it's a dicey situation. You want to just start just unleashing, but safety first. You know, you're an exit row hero. Okay, here's another scenario that's infinitely more probable. That never happens. I've never had sex with Coco. That's a pipe dream. Because men can't be quiet, myself included. I don't know how to do that. This is what is more common. You come home, you're like, hey baby, I had a bad day. Make me Coco. You feel that in the room? It's their instinct. You think that's my job, to make you Coco? And I'm like, damn right it's your job. Want to know what else is your job? And then you unzip. And you pull out your flaccid penis. And you say, looks like someone's got a double shift tonight. So why don't you clock in? At that point, she'll take the Coco. She'll burn your dick with it. Now you have no dick. You have no Coco. You become your own Snapped episode. And women around the world go, that's what happens. Thank you.